Hi guys, welcome to an amazing deck profile today. At least it's amazing to me. This is one of the newest decks I've been playing around with, and it's become one really fun one actually. This is the NERMlERIA deck. And for those of you who don't know, the deck based around this pendulum monster here, which really doesn't work like most pendulum decks where you want to pendulum summon. No. We're not worried about that. This thing is like a built-in evenly match at home. But it's funny, and it is awesome when it works. Anyways, guys, we're gonna show y'all my list for this deck. I hope y'all enjoy, and yeah, let's get on into it. First off, you're gonna have 3 copies of NERMlERIA. Oddly enough, this is the boss monster of the deck. This girl has 2 pretty good effects. Bring the card up close for y'all to see. Once per turn, during your main phase, you can place 1 NERMlERIA continuous spell card from your deck or graveyard face up on the field, and if you do, you put this card in your extra deck face up. You cannot special summon this card the turn you activate this effect. So, right off the bat, Search is the most powerful and only continuous spell card in the deck at the moment, which we'll get into in a little bit. Now for its second effect, this card cannot be normal summon / set. Must be special summon from your face-up extra deck by having no cards in your extra deck. Except this one. You can only special summon this card once per turn. If this card is special summoned this way, for every 3 of your face-down banish cards, you can banish up to 1 card from your opponent's field / graveyard face down. Then shuffle 1 of your face-down banish cards into your deck for each card banished by its effect. So this thing, it doesn't target. That's the cool thing about it. It does not target, and it hits the graveyard and the field. So if you got your whole extra deck banished, which is basically 15 cards, you can basically return about 5 cards on the field or the graveyard that your opponent has. I mean, not return them, but banish 5 cards of your opponent's. Go bye-bye. Now you can also have more, because you can banish, of course, cards from your regular deck as well, which this deck also does. So you can basically just wipe out your opponent's entire board when non-targeted face-down banishment, which is one of the best things about this deck. It's fun to pull off when it does. Next up, we have 3 of Revile, one of the main monsters of this deck, and this card itself also has a pretty cool effect. Trying to make sure we get this all centered. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can banish up to 3 cards from your extra deck face down to special summon this card. Yeah, sorry. My brain just went... Anyways. You can't special summon monsters from the extra deck except for pendulum monsters to turn you summon this thing. You could send 1 other level 10 beast monster from your hand or face up on the field to the graveyard to set 1 NERMlERIA trap card from your deck. You can only use each effect of this card once per turn. So basically, you could just special summon this card out anytime as long as you have 3 cards to banish from your extra deck face down. And then by sending just a beast card, you can bring out any trap, which there's only 2 of for this archetype at the moment, but there could always make more in the future, you know? Next up, we're playing 3 of the GOAT. Well, it's not the goat, it's Quote, but it looks like a goat. You can't tell me that don't look like a goat. It's a very creepy goat. It's made of candy. Now this card basically will special summon itself if you have a face-up, Dear Lord. If you have face-up pendulum monster in your extra deck, this card will special summon itself from the hand. And you can only special summon it once per turn this way. When your opponent activates a card effect that targets a NERMlERIA card you control, when you have NERMlERIA in your extra deck face up, you can banish 1 face down card from your extra deck. Negate the activation. So it's a target negate, which is decent. It's not the best, but it's also a free body on the board when you have NERMlERIA in the face of extra deck. Now here we come with I'm not sure if it's supposed to be a werewolf or a were-dog, a were-bear. It's something. It's got some beautiful nails. Look at those nails. The nails are so pretty. Anyways, this is Aurelia. I can't pronounce half my monsters' names, guys. It's just the way I am. Anyways, just like the goat, if you have a face-up pendulum monster extra deck, you can special summon this card from your hand, and you can only do it once per turn. This one, however, has a different second effect. If NERMlERIA is in your face-up extra deck, quick effect, you can banish one face-down card from your extra deck. This card gains 500 attack for each monster your opponent controls. So this card could get really out of hand. It could get really big and just straight smack him. Bye-bye. Bye to your big monster. Next, we have the last NERMlERIA monster for the deck. And focus camera so they can see the thing. Camera. Come on now. There we go. Realized. Basically a giant ice cream cone type thing, cake monster. This card has two effects, well, three effects. First off, it gains 100 attack for each face down card in your extra deck, which, again, your extra deck probably going to be there when you get them out, at least most of the way because of how this deck works. But it does have a big 3000 defense booty, which has helped me out quite a lot in certain situations. Anyways, you can only use each of the effects of this card once per turn. If this card is in your hand, you can target one monster you control, place at the bottom of your deck. If you do special summon this card, if this card is special summon, you could activate one of these effects. So, any card. It ain't gotta be an NERMlERIA card. It can be any card at all. If you have an Ash Blossom in your hand, or a card that's just a monster that's just dead in your hand, boom, boom, bring that out. So now the dead card becomes a live card for you to get him out. I know that's a terrible example, but it's an example I'm giving you. Anyways, one of the effects: add a Dream NERMlERIA card from your deck to your face-up extra deck. Change one face-up attack position monster on field to face-down defense position. So it's a Book of Moon or a Rhoda for the deck, which, by all means, is pretty good. Definitely helps out. That's it for the NERMlERIA monsters themselves. Now for the extra monsters in this deck. We have one Grandma Jugarzette, because once again this deck banishes, and he could be your good second win con. No one's expecting you to drop him. Heck, sometimes I'll place him on the field of face down defense position, and they will actually attack him just thinking it's nothing, and they'll lose the game because his defense is so dang high, which is hilarious when that happens. Then we have two Eater of Millions. Again, this deck does not care about the extra deck. Banish him away, get Eater out. That is the quickest way to get NERMlERIA to work as well. Plus, he banishes anything he eats at least once per turn. So you can take care of your opponent's problem boards, and you can bait out any negates, because they have a choice. They can either negate him, or they can be eaten. That's what's going to happen. In fact, I think it works with a deck because of its all desserts. Eater Millions probably be happy, and NERMlERIA's Dreams eating all those candies and stuff. Next, we have the hand traps. We have 3, of course, Dimension Shifter in deck, because once again, this deck does not care about being banished. And Shifter does put a halt on a lot of decks who love to go crazy pop off on their combos. Plus, it's still at 3. As long as it's at 3, Konami, I'm going to play it. And no one's going to stop me. Okay, you might can stop me if it's a deck that doesn't use them, but if a deck that does use them, guess what? I'm playing them. Then we have 3 Ash Blossom Joyous Springs, because why not? Ash Blossom still hits a lot of decks pretty hard and stops mid-combo. Then last, technically it's not a hand trap, it's not, but it outs problems on the board. We have 3 Lava Golem, just a personal favorite of mine. Now, I will side him out depending on the deck I'm facing in after I get my butt whooped the first time, but I always put him in the main deck when it comes to decks like this, because this is a powerful going second deck. At least in my opinion it is. It can still be a powerful going first deck too, if you play the cards right. Chat. Alright, now we're on to the spells. Next we're on to the most powerful spell card. You know what? Yeah, most powerful spell card. Sweet Dreams NERMlERIA. This card is a Rhoda for the deck. It searches your NERMlERIA and gets things going. Discard. Add one NERMlERIA monster from your deck to your hand. Then, if you have a Dream NERMlERIA face up in your extra deck, your opponent cannot activate card or card effects this turn when a NERMlERIA monster is normal or special summon. You can place this card from your graveyard to the bottom of your deck, then target one Dream NERMlERIA card you control. Add it to extra deck face up. You can activate this card once per turn. So, get your NERMlERIA. If you don't need her, gets any NERMlERIA monster, gives them a slight protection on their summon, then puts NERMlERIA in your face up extra deck, which is good. That's what you want. Now, here's why I say second, because of how insane this card is. Dream Towers of Princess NERMlERIA. This card right here, it's a double Rhoda for the deck. You can banish 2 face down cards from your extra deck and add 2 level 10 beasts with different names to your hand. You can have special summon monsters from the extra deck this turn. You activate this, except pendulum monsters. You can only use the effects of this card once per turn. Then it has a protection. If a NERMlERIA monster you control will be destroyed by battle or opponent's card effect, while you have NERMlERIA in your face extra deck, you can banish 1 card face down from the extra deck instead. So it's a protection from lightning storm, Regeki, any type of destruction that hurts your monsters. But notice how it says any level 10 beast. It's not just saying NERMlERIA. So if you wanted, you could splash into Sphinx in here, you could splash into your Sindrus, any level 10 beast monster this thing will search and bring out. So it ain't gotta be just for NERMlERIA, but for it's insane. It's insane. I like it, it's insane. Now we're on to the generic spells, which we have 3 copies of Pot of Extravagance, banish 6, draw 2, and if they have an Ash Blossom in, I really don't care half the time because it's going to be the bait. They don't take the bait, well then I get 2 extra cards. Then we have 2 Lightning Storms, take care of that pesky front row and back row, and 1 Forbidden Droplet to take out the rest. Forbidden Droplet, just a very good negate. Now on to the traps, and there are only 3 in the deck. We have NERMlERIA Repeteer. This card has 3 different effects depending on how many cards you banish from your extra deck. The first effect, you can add a NERMlERIA card from your graveyard to your hand. Not too bad. Any damage you take is half. The third one is the very vicious one. Send a level 10 beast monster you control to the graveyard. If you do, negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls until the end of this turn. So basically, we are looking at skill drain for NERMlERIA. It's not as powerful as skill drain, but still pretty good because it doesn't negate your monster effects; it just negates theirs. Yeah, I summoned this guy out, and now, well, shoot, there went my combo. It's basically the reaction they're gonna get. Next, we have 2 NERMlERIA La Vie. Love. And this card is just a free special summon from the deck for NERMlERIA cards. Focus. There we go. Special summon 1 NERMlERIA monster or 1 level 10 beast monster from your hand or deck into this position. Return it to hand during the end phase, which you really don't care about. It's just a good lifesaver. Then you can banish this card from your graveyard. Target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Lose 100 attack for each of your currently face-down banished cards until the end of this turn. So your opponent gets a big monster on the field. They go to attack you. Nah, your monster ain't got no attack anymore. I said no. And that's basically what this card does. And that's it for that. Now we're on to extra deck, which my style of playing, the extra deck doesn't matter. There's just random junk in here. And you're going to laugh at the random junk in here because I hate the Mimic Ghoul continuous spell card that takes my extra deck monsters. So if they want to take something, they're going to have a good laugh at what they got. Let me show y'all. First we got Garden Rose. We have VW Catapult. We have Heavy Samurai. Punisher Eagle. Roaring Ocean Snake. Polio. Delga. Dino Wrestler. Droppin' Dollar. Cherie. Another Droppin' Dollar. Musician King. The only card that they might be able to do something with. The Heretic Seal. And 2 Gravity Controllers. like I said, my extra deck does not matter for this deck build. You might want to do one with like the Gusto Cannon and stuff, but for me, I really don't go into my extra deck. Really, never do. Now for the side deck, I'm really not going to show y'all the side deck because the side deck changes so often. To me, there's no point in showing you. But that's it for my Dream NERMlERIA deck profile. Let me know what you guys think, and I hope you enjoy. I hope this inspires you. If no one told you, I hope you have an awesome day. Take care.